And the last thing I want to speak about is race officers. When you get to a regatta, there'll be a racing officer there. He'll be called a PRO, Principal Racing Officer. He runs the show. There'll be a race committee that look at protests, or they'll set up a protest committee, and there'll be a bunch of observers. And I'd like you as a group to learn how to become observers, know what's going on. So when you're an observer, you put your little jacket on, you get a little notebook, and you watch the racing, and your responsibility is to call boat contact. So you might be at the start and you say boat contact 7755. That's what you call out. You don't have to say the rule. It's up to those two boats to sort out who's going to do the penalty. But as an observer, it's your responsibility to the racing officer, to make sure that that penalty's been done. So you will say unresolved penalty between 77 and 50, and you'll keep saying it until one of them does a penalty. If they don't do the penalty, you write down your book, and you go to the racing officer after the event, after the race is finished, and you say there's an unresolved penalty there. And they'll decide what sort of protest or what's going to happen then. So that's the first thing, observer, calling boat contact. He also calls mark contact. So if he sees someone, a boat, hit the weather mark, ploughs into the weather mark, 77 mark contact. Now he's expecting 77 to do his penalty, and he's waiting for 77 to say penalty complete. If not, writes it down there, uncompleted penalty. What he doesn't have to do is he doesn't have to tell you if you've missed the mark. So if 77 misses that windward mark, he goes the wrong side of it. The observer doesn't have to tell you, and he's not obliged to, and he's not meant to tell you that you've missed the mark. But what he'll tell you after you've finished the race, he'll come up next to you and say, hey 77, you missed the weather mark. Unfortunately, you're disqualified. So it's up to you to know whether you've missed the mark. Some days it's good because you've got a close competitor. He'll tell you because he wants you to go back and do the penalty, so you get behind him. He'll actually say, 77, you missed the mark, go back and do it again. So he'll tell you that, because if you didn't see you'd missed the mark and no one else did, you may go around and beat him and the incident may not be seen. So that's the role of the observer. As we would like to, as we make a bit of progress, we'd like to get you each to have a go at being the racing officer for the day, so you know what's required to organise, and if you do all that, you get a much better feel what goes on the regatta.